welcome people. Sorry, I know I'm not looking at you. I'm just tilting this camera down ever so gently. There we go. Perfect. DotA patch 7.35b. Let's get right into it. Blood Pact no longer restores mana. Blood Pact is the active. It used to restore mana. Thank you, Winfrey, for this up. It used to restore mana. I forget how much. But basically, Bloodstone's a really good item right now with the AoE bonus, and I think they realized that like it just did too much, so they just took away one of the components. Still think Bloodstone's fine. You're still going to see it. Eternal Shroud has one of its two passives. Eternal Endurance is that when you take spell damage, you get a stack that increases the magic resistance. They last for 6 seconds, and you can have 6 charges. You used to be able to last 8 seconds. Now they last 6, it just means that your stacking magic resistance isn't going to last quite as long, weakening the item overall. Understandable. Helm has been too good for too long, thank God. They nerfed it. 1 less armor, 1 less health regen. Boom. Thank you, goodbye. It's still good for components, obviously, you still need it, but just less, like, universally great. Spell Amp on Kaya Sanj went down by 4 whole fucking %. That's dramatic. I know it's not that much, but, like, you know, ouch. It's basically a nerf to Kaya-related items. Mage Slayer's spell damage debuff, that's when it makes people who do spell damage after getting hit do less damage. It increased that effect by 5%. So now instead of doing 35% less damage, do 40% less damage with spells when you get hit with a Mage Slayer. Minor, but still. Manta increased its attack speed bonus from 12 to 15. I mean, I'll take 3 attack speed all day, so cool. Just makes the item a better item. Meteor Hammer got a 200 gold reduction because of the recipe, bringing it down to 3,100. I'm pretty sad about that. I don't want to see Meteor Hammers in my game. I still think the item is looking real sad right now, but it's definitely getting back to a buyable item, I guess, again. Pavice is being bought on all supports right now, so it was about time for a nerf. Instead of nerfing its active, which would have been a bad way to nerf the item, they nerfed it in a good way. The holder now has 1 less armor and 25 less health. And I think that's a really nice way to nerf this item, right? Still good. Still has the exact same benefit of a 300, physical damage barrier on a, 50% uptime. That's still really nice. It just made it so that the carrier doesn't get as many bonuses, and I think that's cool. Attack speed bonus on Sanj and Yasha went up by 8. I really like this a lot because that means that whether I choose to go Sanj and Yasha or Manta on someone like Ursa, someone like Anti-Mage, and of course I'm going to choose based on the hero, but it's nice to know that both of those items are getting buffed, basically, the Yasha components. Shiva's Guard finally got the nerf that was coming. Armor bonus nerf of 4. All attributes nerf of 2. Health regen nerf of 2. Is Shiva still viable? Yes, of course. Is it still good? Probably yes, of course. It's just not so good. And I think that was needed. Shiva's was looking really good, especially for a 3. So I'm just glad to see it get like a little bit of a scaling back. That was definitely needed. Solar Crest. The armor bonus for the wearer went down by 2. The all attributes bonus went down by 2. The shine now costs mana. That's that active on your ally, since it's only an ally castable thing now. So it costs mana. It no longer grants bonus move speed nor attack speed when cast on self. So basically, there's almost no reason to cast it on yourself because it doesn't give the armor, it doesn't give the attack speed or the movement speed. It will just give you the barrier. So to cast it on yourself will give you a 400 HP barrier. That's all it will do. While if you cast it on someone else, they get armor, attack speed, movement speed, and the barrier. So it's like, why... You know what I mean? Like, why cast it on yourself, basically. They really don't want people to buy this for themselves. I think that's kind of cool, though, because with all the changes that happened, heroes like Alchemist who used to buy it, you can't anymore. It's useless. They used to cast it to cast on the enemy anyway. So that change made it so we didn't want to buy it. But they're also weakening its main stats, making it so carries don't want it. And they're making it cost mana, which is hard for carries. Sometimes, like, strength carries don't want to hold it. And you can't cast on self anyway, so now it's like, why the fuck would I want this? So they're making it solely a support item in all regards, and I like that change. Veil lost 1 armor. Minor, but whatever. Vladimir's lost the recipe part, so it's cheaper now. 250, which is actually a lot, and it can now be disassembled, which means you could buy it for the Vlads and then take the Basilius. It's Basilius, I think, in Vlad's. It's a Basilius and a Morbid Mask and something else. You could take those and do other things with them, which makes sense. I hate disassembling. I wish they would remove it from the game. But what are you going to do? Yasha got an attack speed increase of 3. That's exact. I knew it. I knew it without even reading it. I didn't get this far, but I knew it was a Yasha-related change. Spell Amp on Yasha Kaya went down by 4, but the attack speed went up by 8, matching Yasha Sanj for that attack speed. So basically, they're just nerfing Kaya, and they're buffing Yasha, which is interesting. I don't like it. Abaddon. They realized his curse was too strong, so it lasts 5 seconds less, and the DPS got scaled down by 10 at all levels. Thank you. Good. Needed. Alk slows even more now on corrosive weaponry. I don't know if that matters, but it probably does. Seems important. Beastmaster. Cooldown on Boar went down to its level 4 value always. Primal Roar went down by 10.50, so just early game cooldown buff. Bristleback. Damage threshold decreased by 25 at all levels, meaning that it's easier for him to shoot a quill out. It takes 25 less damage for him to shoot quills out by taking damage. Crystal Clone for Crystal Maiden no longer has base magic resistance. That just means it's easier to kill. I agree, Inferry. You could have just said that, by the way. It wouldn't have bothered me. With the clone health being 150, though, that means almost any spell will kill it now that doesn't have base magic resistance. So I don't know, that seems like a nerf to the clone, but what are you going to do? Willow got 1 base armor increase. Fuck Willow, honestly. I can't stand Willow.
I would play Willow mid again.
I know, right? Honestly, you're going to see... Yes, you will, really. You're going to see it mid, 100%. Dazzle, he's already ruined. They've already ruined his ult, so it's not going to matter unless he's a support, but damage increase on Shadow Wave, whatever. Death Prophet, silence duration rescaled to be higher earlier, but less later. Interesting. That's quite the nerf, actually. A 1 second decrease on level 4. Spirit Siphon, base charge restore time was increased by 2, making it come back slower. Aghanim Shard, fear duration was decreased by 0.2. Big nerfs on Death Prophet, actually. These are really painful nerfs for her. Will she still be played? Probably, but she needed the nerfs. Elder Titan Echo Stomp, the Wake Up damage threshold. That means how much damage you need to take from the enemies in order to be woken up. Increased at the earlier levels, making it, easier for Elder Titan to start hitting you before you wake up.
Fuck Elder Titan.
Ooh. Faceless Void Time Lock no longer procs on denies.
Good.
Big change to lane.
I mean, honestly, all abilities that either bash or have additional on-hit effects, like sniper's headshot and whatnot, they should not proc and denies. It shouldn't be.
I fucking love that change. Bonus damage was decreased as well by 5 at all levels for Time Lock, and his talent for Time Lock damage also went down by 10. So Void really got the fucking stick right there. That sucks, but I like it. Juggernaut, Blade Fury, mana cost was rescaled to always be its level 3 value, and it's one of the ones that goes down in cost, so that's really nice. Damage per tick increased by 10 at all levels. I don't know if it was needed, but that's really good. Because his damage per tick, the tick rate is based on his attack speed. So that base damage now, being that it could tick very fast later game, is going to massively increase Blade Fury's damage, inevitably. And even earlier, it obviously increases the damage as well, because even as just a base value, it's going to matter. So I really like this change for Jug. He needed it. I played him, he was still good, but he could use it. Leshrac. Cooldown on Split Earth went up by 2, which is a big nerf. Aghanim Shard radius increase per strike decreased by 10. So that just means that it doesn't get quite as big when you get Ags. Lightning Storm, the attack slow decreased, so it has to scale up to 50 rather than starting at 50. These are actually really notable nerfs from Leshrac. They're not going to make him unplayable, but there's ways to hurt his ability to CC and ruin early game, last setting. Hey, a Lone Druid nerf! A real one! It's minor, but, take it, right? Shared lifesteal decreased by 5% at all levels. That really does matter. Because now, that means that when Bear is doing 8 billion damage, he's going to heal Lone Druid for 5% less than he was going to. And it sounds like that doesn't matter. I'm being a little facetious here. But that does mean you can easier nerf Lone Druid without his bear just keeping him going. It's going to be easier to kill him. Summon Wolves. Damage increased to be more. And also a closer radius. Instead of a 3 radius, it's 2, 3, 4, 0. Yeah, 1 closer. Basically, it gains about 2 damage, but also increases just the range in general, so it's a little bit more consistent. Shapeshift. Health bonus increased by 50 at all levels. Critical damage increased by 0, 10, 20. I mean, the wolves are going to help with the last hitting and the harassing, so I think that's annoying, but I get it. They aren't that strong, so it's whatever. His health bonus, I don't think he needs a health bonus at all, so whatever. The crit seems pretty notable, though. Getting 20% increased crit at level 3 ult, that seems pretty big. Oh, okay, Medusa. Mana Shield's value is now calculated before Eternal Shroud's mana restoration. I have no idea how that would matter. So does that mean she loses as much mana as she's supposed to lose and then restores? I feel like that's the case. I don't know how that would matter. I don't know. That's beyond me. Too much nitty-gritty mechanics. Monkey King base agility increased by 1. That's 1/6 of an armor, 1 attack speed, 1 damage. Wukong's command soldier attack interval decreased from 1.2 to 1.1, which means they actually attack faster. It means the amount of time until they can attack again went down. That's faster attacks from the monkeys. That's a pretty big buff, honestly. I mean, that's a really big buff to his ult, as minor but still big, and just his base agility is also really nice for him. So Monkey King you're going to see a little bit more of, I think. Morph lasts for 4 extra seconds. I don't want to see Morphling buffs, but at the same token, when I play Morphling, I do feel like Morph does not last very long. So I'm kind of okay with this. Thank you, Muerta. Oh my god, the most annoying thing. Pierce the Veil's Aghanim Shard bonus now applies retroactively. That's all I ever wanted. It's so gross to have that taste in your mouth of like, oh, I'm playing Muerta. You know what would be great? Getting my shard. But that's too bad. I already have 4 kills with my ult. Well, I guess I just don't get to have that spell amp, so that's really just a nice quality of life change. Omni-Knight. Base charge restore time decreased so that his ult charges 10 seconds faster at all levels. I think that's fine. His ult only affects physical anyway, so it's not even like it stops people from dying potentially. It's just good. I don't think that's a problem. It's fine. OD. That's a lot of changes. That's a lot of fucking changes. Okay, mana pool to damage decreased by 1%. So that's a nerf to his damage. Which is notable, because if he has 2,000 health, right? Not health. 2,000 mana. 1% of 2,000 is 20. Sounds minor, right? But that would be 20 off every hit. And him having 2,000 mana is not crazy. That's very reasonable. So he would lose 20 pure damage is pure, right? Yep. 20 pure damage off each hit if that was the case. Now, granted, it is his remaining mana, which means that depends how much mana he has in that moment, but still, that's a nerf. Astral Imprisonment damage decreased by 30, 20, 10, 0. So it's going to be the same at the end, but early game is just harder for him to kill. Essence Flux, the Aghanim Scepter cooldown, which is the one that makes him just not die, I think, right? If I'm correct, he just like suddenly doesn't die. The cooldown was increased by 20 seconds, meaning it doesn't happen as often. Does they say allergy? Mana allergy no longer deals damage. What the fuck is mana allergy? It says under Sanity's Eclipse, mana allergy no longer deals damage. Does that mean 0 mana? What? Okay, affected heroes gain a mana allergy debuff for 7 seconds, healing OD every time they cast a spell. I guess it used to do damage if they cast a spell. I didn't know that was a thing, actually. It no longer does that. So that's a nerf, too. I really had no idea. Did you know that was a thing in Furry? Silence from a furry, that's okay. Ooh, Swashbuckle. The width is increased by 15, making it easier to hit a lot of units. Really nice quality of life change. Alright, PA, I'm expecting nerfs. Attack damage increased on Dagger by 5% at all levels. Oh wait, she got a big nerf, I forgot. So she actually needed a buff. I take it back, I forgot she got the, she lost all her lifesteal. Phantom Strike, bonus attack speed was increased by 20 at all levels. Blur lasts for 5 more seconds, which helps her farm. Phantom Knives, max health went up by 3. I mean, these were needed. It's annoying because nobody wants to get hit with a dagger that instantly kills them, right? But taking away her lifesteal and some of her other stuff, like her pure damage and Phantom Knives, she needed something to compensate. I think they're just trying to slowly compensate back. Rubik, spell lifesteal cooldown decreased by 4 to 0, just to make it, he can use it more often early. Spirit Breaker, Charge of Darkness, Phylactery, or Conda now procs an impact rather than on cast. I was asking you about OD, but so okay, this is lame. I get it, but it's lame. They're realizing that Conda can be a problem, and this is their change to Conda. They're just like, well, it's only a problem with Spirit Breaker. It's like, no, it isn't. I am glad that they fixed at least one annoying issue, right? But like, Alright, Great Cleave. They increase the strength it gives you by 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, that's kind of nice. He needs that. I mean, I heard you before, and there's nothing else going on, so I don't know. Shouldn't be a problem.
I mean, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh.
Did you know about the OD ability? The mana allergy?
Like I already said twice, no, I didn't.
Okay, yeah, that's fucking weird. I don't know. Anyway, I am glad I changed this, but whatever. So strength on Great Cleave is nice for Sven. He probably needs it. He doesn't feel like bad, but like, it's just a nice little quality of life. Techie, Sticky Bomb. Oh, please be a nerf. Stick radius increased by 50, making it easier for it to hit you. Explosion radius increased by 50. I do not mind the explosion radius. That's actually fine. It does feel like it doesn't blow up very large. That's fine. But the stick radius, of course it was. Fucking whore. TA, mana cost decreased by 5, whatever. Cooldown decreased by 1, that's fine. Sideblade range increased by 50 at all levels. That's actually really nice for her. That's really nice. And that's the split, but it just means you can split easier now. Not easier, but further now. So it's really nice for TA.
Now if only they can make it clear where it would actually split to.
Conjure Image, illusion damage taken decreased by 25, making it harder to kill Terrorblade's illusions. I mean, whatever. Timber Saw, mana cost increased on Whirling Death to scale up. Reactive Armor, bonus armor decreased per stack by 0.1. The reason why is that when they changed the max number of stacks and all that shit, I think they didn't realize how much armor it would be, so they had to nerf it back. And that's probably needed. Tiny, who does I don't see get played anymore. Avalanche went up by 5, 10, 15, 20. Which you get hit twice by, so that's actually going to be double that, right? Toss, damage increased by 5, 10, 15, 20. Only once for that, but he has charges in theory. Splash damage on Tree Grab, that's cleave basically for him, increased at the earlier levels. That's fine. I mean, we might see Tiny again, potentially. Venge Scepter used to have bonus movement speed, now it doesn't. So good. Viper, Aghanim Shard max stacks decreased from 8 to 7. Because that's too many stacks. I agree. Thank you. His talent... 2 talents got nerfed as well. Windranger base damage increased by 2. Hey, in furry, eh?
Yeah, man, it's good.
Slow increased by 5% at all levels on Power Shot. And Witch Doctor finally got the nerf he needed. 5 damage on all levels for Death Ward. And remember, that's over and over again. It's 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 of pure damage, too. So it's gonna matter, trust me. So good. I mean, obviously, I think the item changes are almost all universally good. I can actually, other than the Kai, other than any magic amp taken away. I don't like any spell amp that was reduced from any of the Kaya combat-like things. But aside from that, I think every single item change is good. The heroes they nerfed were the ones that needed nerfing. Some buffs are really needed, like Jug and PA. And I guess we'll see on the other ones. All right, so we are going to end up playing a game. Me and Furry anyway, but I'm going to stop this particular video feed just so I can get this into one patch video. Those of you on YouTube, I appreciate you guys for watching. See you next time. Those of you on Twitch, I just have to shut it down for like 2 minutes.